about anybody else, but I don't think there's anything more enjoyable than a long, winding road through a new area that you've never been to before. I'm taking a bit of a gamble this weekend, heading out to a new area in and around Crested Butte, which is a really popular kind of resort area of Colorado, really well known for skiing during the winter, as well as some leaf peeping, and overall just a very popular area. But I'm kind of I'm hedging my bets that now that the school year has started and we're kind of past all the summer holidays and everything of that nature, that maybe I can find myself just a nice out of the way camping area where I can just do a little car camping overnight, and maybe get some photos. Fingers crossed. I had kind of hoped that the fall color would be starting to be a little bit more aggressive right now, and there's definitely been hints of it. I'm seeing it. A lot of the aspens are starting to turn color, and some of the other seasonal trees are starting to turn color and lose their leaves. It's not all from being in drought conditions. There were definitely hints of it as I went over the Cottonwood Pass. Pretty strong up there, actually, and that probably has more to do with the altitude. But just kind of hoping that maybe there's something out there. I'm honestly not expecting there to be, but I've been wrong before. So very much looking forward to spending a night just kind of chilling and just enjoying a quick overnight jaunt. Alrighty, well, we are well and truly up in the mountains now, and finding a spot to camp tonight is going to be interesting. I've scouted a couple spots actually that I think might work, as long as nobody claims them. They're definitely areas that have been used before. It's dispersed camping up here, which is kind of what I'm banking on. So we will see. It's going to be interesting as far as like ideas for photos. Honestly, I didn't do as much scouting, like pre-planning, as I normally do when I come out to different areas. So, and this was kind of a on the whim trip. So, we're kind of playing fast and loose on this one. I've come up to a spot where there's a trail that's heading up onto the mountain here. I think I'm gonna grab my pack and just do a little bit of hiking because I need to stretch the legs and see what I can see. I got a nice view off to the southish there of some of the mountainous areas. So beautiful country up here, and the fall colors are not in full swing, but some of the bracken and some of the shrubs and stuff, due to the altitude, are starting to change color, which is great. So fingers crossed, maybe we'll get a photo or two tonight. So shadow of my action cam there, kind of getting in the way. Big red dot, that's where we are right now. Planning on hiking a bit of that red marked trail. I don't think it has a specific name, but we're gonna go with the red marked trail. I'll have to look up the trail later. And see if we can get up high and get a look at a few views of the scenery. Ooh, smell that pine. I do love that smell. All right, fingers crossed we can find a composition. I'm gambling that if I can get up high on this trail, I can maybe find an overlook shooting back out towards the south there with some of the mountains. Oh, I'm kicking myself now that I didn't do more location scouting, but what can you do? I'm kind of banking this trip as a location scout, and what's the purpose of a location scout? Finding compositions. So, whew, nice trail. Bit steep. Hopefully it'll level out here in the next couple mile or so. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm a little bit of ways away from the action cam, but I couldn't help myself. I had to stop and set up my camera and take a quick panorama, because this just kind of step out here and just show you that scene behind me. That's gorgeous. How could you not want to stop and take a image of that scene? So just plopping the excuse me, just plopping the tripod down kind of up here on this hill, just a little bit off the trail, and I've just been photographing this mountainous scene behind me, or ahead of me, not behind me. It was behind me when I was walking up the trail. Then I turned around and was like, oh wow, that's gorgeous. I'm going to turn around and take this shot. So the lighting isn't the best. It's a little bit more contrasty. There's a little bit of haze in the air, but you know what? I don't care. If you don't stop and take the shot, you're going to regret it. All right, hopefully you guys can see my see the image there. Hopefully there we go. It's brightening up a little bit. So this is the beginning of my panorama. As you can see, we've got the mountain out there in the distance. I'm not sure what mountain that is. We got these trees here in the kind of the mid-ground area. I'm not really worrying about foreground because this is a panorama, and with panoramas, I'm not super worried about foreground. That's not a general rule of thumb, but with this one, I'm not really worried about it. This is more about the vista. And so that's the start of the panorama, and then I'm swinging the shot. If I take the pan lock off, just kind of swinging the shot through this scene here, getting all of this mountain range in the scene, and then kind of ending right about there where the trail kind of crops into the shot. Now I'm thinking I'm probably going to cut the panorama off right here where this mountain ridge kind of intersects, and cut that trail off, because that's kind of a distracting scene. Again, not the best light to be taking this scene in, but you know, I kind of figured I was going to keep hiking up the trail, but I just had to stop and take this shot because it's just so gorgeous up here. Alrighty, well, I can tell you guys right now, it feels good to have a shot in the bag. Whew. And I think this trail is finally starting to not let up, it's finally starting to let me out to where I'm going to have a really good overlook of that mountain over there. And I'm pretty excited because that's what I've been hunting for on this entire hike. So I've got this group of bikers that's been passing me, and then I've been passing them. But, you know, share the trail. Always a good mile to buy. Oh, I'm getting eaten by bugs here. Although, thankfully, there are no mosquitoes out today. Yes. How can you check this view out, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? How can you not love a view like that? I could be wrong. I believe that is the Crested Butte. I'm probably wrong. Look here for the name of that mountain. But oh my god, that's gorgeous, and the light is really good right now. We're getting some soft diffusion from the sun up there. I am half tempted to just stop and take a shot. It's probably gonna be another black and white image, but oh yeah, what the heck? I'm gonna stop and take a shot here. Give me 1 second. Okay, not gonna lie, getting a shot there, bit of a struggle. I thought at first what I wanted was a tight composition with my 55 to go away bug with my 55 to 200 millimeter telephoto lens, but I'm traipsing up and down the trail trying to get a composition, and I just couldn't find anything that I liked. So instead, what I ended up doing was going with my wide angle lens, roughly around 24 millimeter, just before 24 millimeter, and trying to incorporate some more of the foreground, this group of trees over here in the kind of the mid-ground with that mountain. And I think I might have gotten something that actually didn't suck. Again, the lighting again is not primo. It's still what I would call black and white light. I think I managed to get something that was okay. I ended up incorporating a little bit of these kind of dried plants in the foreground, and then a little bit of this trail, which is a lot of mountain bikers enjoying this trail right now. So something there. Reviewing the image in the camera, what I may end up doing, and what I was originally thinking of this, how this image would be in the first place, is I may change the crop in Lightroom, because again, the crop in the camera is just, it's kind of like a guide. It's, it's non-destructive. I can change it if I want. And I may change it to more of a 16:9, almost a 4:2. Incorporate just the trees and the mountain, some of the light out that way, some of the hills, the mountainside out there in the distance. And get off, bug, get off the action cam. And yeah, maybe do something like that. I don't know. I'll make up my mind once I get it in Lightroom. You guys will see the end product here in just a minute. So that was a little bit more of a struggle than I thought it would be, but at least I'm getting some inspiration out here. Alright, so I've made the executive decision. I'm heading back to the car. There's still several hours of daylight left, and it could be a darn good sunset. But that being said, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm sweaty, I need to refill my water. So, and plus, I didn't get a great night of sleep last night before coming out here, so I'd like to kind of turn in and maybe get a few more hours, especially if I'm gonna get up super early for sunrise. So, with all that in mind, I am making my way back to the car. I think I've got, oh geez, I don't know, mile and a half to go. Coming back up that uphill stretch of what is probably a downhill portion of this trail. Oh man, one thing hiking in Colorado, you got to anticipate the lack of air. Okay, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna keep on trekking. I'll check in with you guys in a little while. And there she is. Very happy to see that car right now. All right, well, as you can see, we have found an area to park up for the night, about just 100 feet from the main road. That's the rule. If you're camping in dispersed areas in the national forest, you have to be 100 feet at least away from the road. So, and this campsite, it's not a marked campsite, it's a dispersed site, but I like finding these spots because it means I can kind of get away from people. It's clearly been used. There's I'll just come over here and show you guys. There's a fire ring. It's been built. It's made out of stone. Clearly it's had a fire in it in the not too distant past. And there's fresh firewood here, which tells me that somebody has used this very recently. So that's the rule, guys. If you're car camping in the national forest and you don't want to find a campground or pay for a campground, you want to find a dispersed spot, find a spot where people have already been camping. There's tons of areas that are, dispersed camping. Just, make sure you follow the rules, pack it in, pack it out, clean up after yourself. Just don't be a bad person, please. I can't tell you the number of trails I've been on this year and I've found human crap just everywhere. And I'm not even speaking figuratively here. I have found literal human crap on trails. Come on. That's I'm going to leave it at that. So the clouds are kind of clearing out, so I'm not feeling too bad about not really trying for sunset, but yeah, I'm just exhausted. So that was a 4-hour drive out here, and then I hiked for a solid 4.5 hours. Covered a lot of ground. So I'm just kind of chilling right now. I'm going to fire up my camp stove, going to boil some water, dinner in a bag, the usual. I'm really looking forward to it though, because I'm starving, and when you're starving, almost anything tastes good. All right, getting dinner all ready to go here. Got my trusty Striker water boiling system. This is basically a knockoff of a jet boil, but it's been my trusty camp stove for the last, I don't know, I think I bought this thing in 2015, so last 6.5 years, give or take. It's different than the MSR Pocket Rocket that I bought back in, I don't know, June. That was for backpacking. This is not a good setup for backpacking because it's just a bit too big. And also it runs off of these big green egg propane canisters. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to light this up in the car. I'm not that dumb. There's a nice flat area just by the car that I'm going to use. So, but yeah, it uses the traditional green egg propane canisters. I've had this canister, God, probably as long as I've had the camp stove. I just haven't been able to go through all the propane yet. So yeah, but this thing's been my trusty setup for several years now, and then also my Sea to Summit long spoon, essential when you're eating one of these. This is my meal for tonight. Meal in a bag, rehydrated. Taking a bit of a gamble on this one. This is a new one. Usually I get the Peak Refuel brand, but I saw these fire pots at REI, and I was like, oh, I'll give this a try. And also, I think I've seen these on Thomas Heaton's channel a few times. He's into these. So, what do we got? We got porcini mushroom risotto. Vegan, apparently. So, hopefully this tastes good. That'll make up all the calories that I burned on that trail. And then, just a nice big orange Gatorade to go as my drink tonight. Probably won't drink this whole thing. Probably just going to drink maybe half of it, replace the electrolytes that I burned on that trail. Thank you to my wonderful girlfriend, Allie, for buying me this. And thank you for being so appreciative of me running away into the woods this weekend. So, yeah, let's get this all fired up because I'm getting hungry. All right, fire pot porcini mushroom risotto. Doesn't smell bad. Hot, ha ha ha. Very hot. Oh wow. That's not bad. I tell you what, I would much rather spend the money on this than Backpacker's Pantry. Backpacker's Pantry is terrible. This is pretty good, actually. A lot in there. All right. Well, I am tucked in into the back of my car. It's a little cramped back here. The Crosstrek could just use another 2 or 3 inches of space, and it would be perfect. But I've slept in the back of this car before and had no problems. I've actually gotten good sleep in the back of this car before, because I've been dead tired. So, yeah, I'm just going to sit. I'm going to read for a little while, listen to an audiobook, conk out. And, yeah, probably going to hike that trail in the morning, see if I can get a decent sunrise shot. I'm not looking forward to doing 2.5 miles in the dark. 2.25 miles, close enough. But, yeah. All right. Catch you guys in the morning. All right, so it is just before 7 a.m. and I'm feeling a bit annoyed because you know that saying about best laid plans? I got up at 4:45 this morning and got ready, and originally my plan was to hike in the dark to that overlook that I found yesterday for sunrise, but as I was thinking about it and kind of looking at a map, I was just like, you know, I could probably save myself some time and some effort and go to this area on the road, which might be overlooking a similar area or a similar spot. And I kind of went with that. Then I'm getting up, and I get down there, and you know, it's so dark I can't even see where I'm going really. So finally get to the point where there's enough light, and yeah, it looks terrible. So now I'm back on the trail and I'm hiking, and we'll see if this is even worth it or not, because now the sun is going to be cresting the mountains here pretty soon, I think. We're not going to get a colorful sunrise. We're well past the point where we would get good color, but there's no clouds in the sky this morning. There's some off to like the south, but they're like medium low cloud, which does not work for colorful sunrise. So now I'm just kind of hoping I can get some kind of, I don't know, some kind of morning sun on the side of the mountains kind of shot. We'll see. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to make it to that spot before the sun gets up too high, or before at least I'd be happy with it. So I'm just kind of slowing down. As a consolation prize, I mean, it's not much of one, but pretty decent scene out back that way. Some nice morning light scattering across the mountains out there. So I've just grabbed the Fuji and my 55 to 200. I've just been taking some quick handheld snapshots of the light out there, some of the trees, and then some of the light on this mountain here. And yeah, not bad. Could be kind of, you know, oh, I'm so tired I can't even think straight. I basically raced up this side of this hill here. Now I'm trying to catch my breath. You know, as far as consolation prizes go, not bad. Actually, the light is getting better on the side of the hill there, or the side of the mountain. So, of that mountain. So, not bad actually. And, whew, I'm just kind of kicking myself because I was hoeing and humming this morning about, do I want to go to this area? Do I want to go to this area? This, that, or the other. So, I'm kind of kicking myself for not just getting up and going with my original plan. But, you know, that's just how it goes. You can't predict everything. And, you know, I mean, there are some clouds out to the kind of south down there, but they didn't really light up. So, we got at least some nice light out on the hillside there. So, I may sit here for a minute and try and keep shooting this scene as it keeps getting better. Be nice if there were some clouds, but oh well. Never a bad thing to get out in the morning before the crowds get up. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot start my morning anymore without a cup of coffee. Nescafe. I need to up my instant coffee game for when I go camping. It's not that bad. I'm being dramatic here. But I could do better. So what I'm thinking, it's just, what time is it? I can't see my watch, but I think it's just before or just after 8 o'clock. I'm trying to decide if I want to pack it in for the day or if I want to go hit this one other location. I think I'm going to go check out this one other location, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do any photography there or not, just because it's starting to, well, we are getting some overcast. Some clouds have just rolled in. That's interesting. They're coming from the opposite direction I would expect. Huh. Oh, well, maybe we will get some more photography in. It's a waterfall trail, just down the road here, about, I don't know, 2-3 miles, which will take me like 30 minutes to get to, because you have to go like 10 miles an hour on these mountain roads. But yeah, I think we'll go check that out after we finish coffee, and yeah, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Alright, I've come over here so that I'm a little bit more in shade. Hopefully you guys can see me a little bit better. So, where I've come to, I've hiked out to an overlook that's called the Judd Falls Overlook. I had seen this on a picture on Google Maps or All Trails, and I thought, oh, let's come out here and check it out, see if we can get an image. Well, first off, very precarious up here. I've come back, there's a bench right here that's dedicated to the man who I guess lived in this area, and it's hard to get a good image. I can see the waterfall kind of coming down and kind of curving around. One thing I don't like is that the waterfall kind of gets lost behind some of the rock face that juts out. And so you kind of lose your sense of where the waterfall is coming from. At least I do. Maybe somebody else who would take this shot wouldn't have that same opinion. Get away, fly. But I kind of don't like that. And then also I'm a solid hour and a half or 2 hours too late in the day to take the image, because now the sun's a lot more direct and I'm getting really harsh highlights off of the water. So, oh well. I know this is here, so maybe if I come out here again at another time, I can plan better to get this shot. So this morning has just been an exercise in indecision. So, oh well. You know, I didn't know the area. Still getting to know the area. What can you do, right? That's the whole point of coming back to different spots and exploring new areas, is getting to know them better. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get heading back towards the car, and I'm going to wrap up the video there. It's been a gorgeous hike though. The fall colors are definitely starting to pop out. Some of the aspens are starting to turn color up in the mountainside there, higher altitudes. They're starting to change colors, so it's a beautiful area. Would definitely love to come back here sometime. All right, so I am packed up and I am getting ready to hit the road to head back home. Overall, I'd say this trip was pretty good. I got a few photos. They were okay, you know, nothing portfolio worthy, but you know, I didn't know the area. Wasn't sure what the weather conditions were going to do. I didn't put a heck of a lot of research into this trip, which is, you know, I usually put a little bit more effort into doing the research when I'm planning an overnighter like this, but you know, this is sort of an on-the-fly kind of trip. So definitely enjoyed the different hiking trails, and very much this area is just very scenic and gorgeous. The fall colors are already turning out here. I can only imagine what this place is going to look like in a week or 2 weeks. So wish I could come back out here then. Maybe I'll be able to, but I'm betting my work schedule is going to be pretty hectic, so probably won't be able to get back out here, but at some point maybe. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. If you enjoyed the content of this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. That would be a huge favor to me. And yeah, so not sure what the next adventure is going to be, but hopefully it won't be too far down the road. So until next time, I will see you on the next one.